I had to turn the alpha blend on this second one. Otherwise I would be stuck in the cycles. And boy, just look how long it's taking for that. Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to the Digital Paul Workshop. It is I, that condensation that fogs up your windows, Techno Meow Tinkerer. And today we're going to cover how to make glass in Windows. And I am going to do this slightly different. I'm going to break it up into chapters because there is a lot of steps and a lot of information. And I got to post everything up on the screen for me to follow because I have not memorized all of it yet. So bear with me. Let's get into it. Okay, we're going to start with our first one, which I had to get over on this side because we'll be using our little set of windows and menus here. As we got see here, we got hotspot that I had originally created, so we're going to actually do the windshield. And I did create 4 different ones, so we can go through all 4. And so the first thing we want to do is create a materials tab. And here on the materials, I'm going to come on down here to where it says transmission. Let's go ahead and bring it all the way up to 1. Now you want to come up here to this one right here that is the render properties tab. It's like a little TV set. And come here. We're on EV engine, so you want to make sure you're on that. And then we want to come on down here to right here where it says screen space refraction. I'm going to drop down the menu because I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to select this refraction. Then I'm going to go back to my materials tab. I'll come all the way down to settings, and right here where it says screen, under materials, it goes down to settings, it says screen space refraction. So we're going to click that on. And then now we just need to go through and adjust some of the stuff. I'm going to bring the roughness on down so we can kind of get a little bit more clear view. Let's switch on over to the other viewport so we can kind of see what's going on between the two. So we got the roughness brought on down. You can bring the specular up or down. That sometimes affects some of the stuff. The IRO, which is right now currently set at 1.452, you can kind of change, which I think looks like it changes to the direction of which way the image goes. There's other stuff you can do. Where is the refract depth? Right here, you can kind of change this as well if you want to mess around. So there's a couple of different things you can do, but this is the very simplest and straightforward way to change or to create glass in Blender. Now on to the next one. Okay, now we're going to cover our second way of creating glass in Blender. Now you can go to the shading properties up here and you can click on this and do it that way, or just be here in layout. I just went and changed my timeline like I did in my color video to the shade editor. And what I'm going to do, since I've make sure you got to make sure you have materials added, and you got that way this will pop up, because if you don't have a material, if I didn't have a material, you wouldn't have nothing here. So you want to make sure you have a material added. So we're going to delete this because we do not need it. Now there's a couple of these we do need, and most of them are in here under the shader, but you can type in the search as well. Here in the shader tab, we want to go ahead and get our mix shader out because we'll be mixing a couple stuff together. Let's bring this up. Go ahead and select the selector to surface, and some other ones we're going to need. We're going to need the transparent BDS. This one right here. I'm going to need that one. Go ahead and click that to the bottom one. And then I'm going to need one more, and that's the glass. Go to your shader and the glass. Well, actually, I'm going to need one more after this one, but these are the main ones we need. The glass one. And I say, do I need to be in cycles? I think I might need to be in cycles for this one, not EV. Yeah, cycles. Want to be in cycles for this one, so you can kind of see what's going on. Now, there's one more we want to get. We want to get a, let's see, I don't remember where it's at, so I'm just going to type it in. We want the light path. Bring that on in. And let's see, we want to connect the shadow ray to the factor on the mix shader. And give the engine a chance to finish rendering. It kind of makes it a little darker. Now you can kind of go through and let's see if we can take that off. Now if you want to add color, you can add a little color to your glass. But the shadow ray is one thing you can do, and it might, depending upon the surface. I think this might work better with glass tables in a lit room than it does on a window of a fire engine. But again, I don't have the other windows right now set. Now there is one more thing I do want to cover with the nodes here. You can add a, we'll go in here, we'll go add volume scatterer, and then you will connect this to the volume. And this would be like if you're dealing with glass tables or glass edges and you want the edge not to look quite as dark, it almost looks about this, then you will want this, and go ahead and add the color. Let's see, let's go down here to, is there anything I can adjust in here? There's the volume, and we'll have to change the density around, see what some of this stuff gives us. Does it give us anything in this mode? It gives us the trees, the wonderful trees that somehow are behind me, and I do not know why. They're ghost trees. But yeah, you can go through and add in some of this stuff. There's usually an IRO feature somewhere that you can adjust. I don't see it right offhand on this one. But that is the second way you can create glass in Blender. On to the third. So now we're getting ready to do our third one. Of course, we do need the materials. We don't need the principle again. We're going to bring back up a couple of the ones we've already had. So let's go and bring back our mix shader. It's just quicker to type for me than sitting there and have to go through the menus. Go ahead and just connect that to the surface. I do want to go ahead and bring my transparent back again. Not translation, I want transparent. So we're going to go ahead and bring that in. Bring this on down. Now I am going to come over here to the materials. Let me get myself out the way of this. Get myself. So I'm going to come over here to the materials. Surface. Let's see. Where's my blend? I am my materials right. I think it's materials, not might be. Might have a switch because sometimes depending on what's cycle or whether you're on EV or cycle, I think it's EV I need. Yeah, gotta make sure you're on the EV engine. So you want to come down here where it says blend mode. You want to switch this from opaque to alpha blend. So the next, let's see. So the next thing we need to do is do Shift A. We want to bring in a glossy BSDF. Bring that on in. So that gives us a little bit more to work with. Now the glossy, you can control the amount right here from light to dark, so ever how much you want. Same thing with the transparent, you can control up and down how transparent you want the glass. And there's one more we want to add. We want to go ahead and add a layer weight. And let's see, we're going to do the facing, if I remember correctly, the factor. And there we go. And there is the third way to create a glass-like appearance in Blender. On to the fourth one. Okay, now we're going to cover the fourth way to do glass. We can go on in here. Let's make sure I have my windshield nice and selected. Go ahead, new for material, get rid of the principal one, we don't need it. What we do need is we do need our glass one. It's just quicker to type than it is to try to go to the menus. Another one we're going to need, come over here, go to search. I'm going to need a texture coordinates. There we go. And then we're going to need two vector maps. No, not vector prime. That is a totally different character that I have yet to create. I probably will do sometime in the future. I just don't know when. But we want vector map 1 and vector map 2. The first vector map, we want to come right here on this menu, and we want to click on refract. There we go. The second one, we want to click on multiply. So we go back to our texture coordinates, and the first thing on our texture coordinates we're going to grab is the generator and move to the first vector that we set to refract. And the same thing with the object under texture coordinator, we want to carry over to the refractor vector as well. Then we want to take this vector and connect it to the second one and then go back to the texture coordinator and connect it to the second one. And finally, we'll take the second vector and collect it to glass normals. And we do want to come over here to the materials tab, come down here to the settings, and we want to set it to alpha blend, at least, so we can kind of see what we've got going on. And of course, you can kind of come in here, change the colors a bit, get around to a little different color. What does it look like in the other one? And it kind of looks more like glass in the regular thing than it does in the actual render file. What happens if we change one of these? Ooh, that just does not do nothing. Alpha blend. I don't think we have to switch anything else over. Any of the refractions. Might need to turn that on. Oh, there we go. I had to turn all the refractions on. Boy, that's got me looking weird. So we can sit here and kind of adjust the refraction to where we need it. You also can come over here to the reflect vector math and adjust the IRO to ever how you need it. 0.2. Let's see what that gives me. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Let's do 0.145. I kind of get it. Yeah, not too bad. So you got to make sure you got the you got to go under there. Make sure you're on the EV engine or render engine. Yeah, EV render engine, and turn on your screen space refractions like we did earlier, and also under settings the screen space, and then you're going to do all your adjustments. Okay, so yeah, we got 4 different ways we can color glass to kind of get what we want on some stuff. This one kind of blurred. I haven't rendered these out yet. I need to probably render them out to see how they actually do as a picture at least, or if not film. I do picture. It'll take too long to try to do that, even with VV, because I think that one's okay. I think I had to turn the alpha blend on this second one. Otherwise I would be stuck in the cycles, and boy, just look how long it's taking for that. So I did on this one for EV. I just did the screen space refractions, and I think I did turn the alpha blend on, didn't I? I know. Nope, I didn't. I just had to turn the screen space. What happens if I did put this on alpha blend? That's not the one I want. I want the second one. No, yeah, I did put on alpha blend. So yeah. What would happen if I put the first one in the alpha blend? Let's see. What would happen if we do that? Okay. Alpha blend does something weird with that. Same thing like this, so you can kind of use it. You may have to go through and experiment and render out which ones you want. As far as me, I kind of like this one, which I did change the tint a little bit. You can go in here and change the light and darkness and tint if you want to. But I kind of like this one a little bit because it does the less distortion, refraction of the image. The others you could probably see, especially for water, if you want that type of thing, because that comes in handy because of the refraction of water. And you can look up online where to change some of these IOR features on some of these. I don't think this one has it. I think it's some of my other. I think it's like this one. Yeah, we got the IOR. You can kind of look up and see what ones online for specific materials. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's 4 ways you can create glass in Blender, and there's probably some more out there. It's like math. I used to have well, he was a roommate that we both were partners in tutoring math, and we both were debating on one day on how to figure out the distance on the surface of a sphere or circle. He used radians, I used ratios. It wasn't so much as a debate of which was better, but it was going through like the different ways you can use to figure out stuff. Same thing in Blender, it looks like. There's multiple ways to accomplish the same thing, whichever works best for you. But I do hope that this was informative for some of you and gave you some ideas to play around with on some stuff. And if you like my content and you want to help support the channel, please like and subscribe and share this with anyone you think might find it interesting. Have a nice day.